So our bus driver Yuri takes us on this really bumpy bus ride past playgrounds and on next to a Ukrainian grocery store, and then takes us to our restaurant destination, the International McDonald's. Right there you see it, the McDonald's menu, even with Ukrainian transliterations of words like chicken, McNuggets, and everything. Of course, the only thing that I'm scared of is that my kids will note that the McDonald's playland there is even finer than ours at home. You got to see lots of cool churches in Kiev, which is the capital city of Ukraine. You'll notice that many of them are Russian Orthodox cathedrals. Maybe it's Ukrainian Orthodox cathedrals. One thing I'm sure about is that their decorating and maintenance budgets are a little bit higher than those at our church, at least based on the gold and some of the decorations that you'll see on the inside. But you know, as beautiful as these churches are, they still have some of the same problems we have, like people that are loitering on the outside of the buildings, always looking for a handout or something, like this guy. Oh, no wait, that's Dave Hamlin, the minister at Shelby Christian Church. Well, there in the picture of Kiev, you can see a large woman holding up her hand, kind of a Statue of Liberty knockoff. And you get over there and you get this historical park that has all of these memorials of war, which is the Great Patriotic War, or what we know as World War II, where the Ukraine was occupied but played an important part in holding off the Germans from taking over all of Russia. So lots of war memorials there, and you'll notice a couple of tanks here in a minute, and some guys that look like they're about ready to get shot out of some cannons. But that's actually Dave Hamlin again, and Charles McKibben, who's the director of Mulberry International. My two traveling partners who have been wonderful. And there you see the angry-looking white woman with a big sword and shield in her hand. That is the Motherland statue given by Russia to Ukraine to commemorate the motherland, which is Russia, that was defended during World War II. Next, we got to go on our 15-hour train ride. That's the big train station, Kiev, right there. And there is a little sped-up version of what the train station looks like, kind of the Grand Central Station there in Ukraine. Kind of a nice-looking building. But as nice as it looks, we're still getting ready to go on a 15-hour train ride in a train that looks just like that. You'll notice in the video that there's lots of train shots and also a few animal shots, just because all the cool stuff we are seeing in Ukraine, the things my kids will remember are a dog or a cat or a train. You know, the best way to show you what a 15-hour train ride is like would be to give you 15 hours of video that you could just sleep through. I've tried to give you some high-speed ideas of what it looks like to be in the train, and also to see some of the scenery that we saw on the way there. This is approaching Simferopol, which is our destination city. We're going to be spending a lot of our time while we're here in Ukraine, and that's what it looks like, sped up super fast. I'm going to be quiet here for a sec because I don't know what to say. Well, when we got to Simferopol, one of the first things that we saw is the statue of Lenin. That's not the one that was in the Beatles, that's Vladimir. Here's some high-speed traffic time. You can see that the cars there look a little bit different than ours, especially the buses, which I refer to as discontinued ice cream trucks. Ukrainian dog, like it, kids? Police car? This is a little gas station where our driver Kostya got some air in the tires, and those are some kids from Project Pilgrim that had just run a 5K race. Decided to put this in here, a little underground passageway under the street, just to show you how many flowers can be under a street if you dream big with your floral businesses. There were no floral purchases made by our group, by the way. This is a Ukrainian restaurant that we got to eat at. We got to eat some of the great national Ukrainian food, such as borscht, which is a kind of vegetable soup that they just eat all the time in Ukraine. It's really tasty. Also had some breaded chicken and pork, and it's a nice little jungle-like atmosphere. This is a park that we're going to spend some time in. A beautiful place. That was Kostya and our interpreter, whose name is Masha. Wanted to let you see that the United States of America is not to be outdone in the graffiti department, nor is it to be outdone in the trash department, which you'll see just here in a moment. There you go. Look at that. Park's a fun place to party, isn't it? Another nice little trash heap. This is kind of a mall area that's in town there in Simferopol. Oh, and there is another dog. We're staying at the Hotel Valencia, which is a nice looking little hotel. Great rooms, very accommodating. The interesting part is this little Native American looking lady smoking a pipe that sits there greeting you in the lobby each time you come in. One of our first stops today was at Project Pilgrim. That's Kostya, who's the director of Mulberry on the Ukrainian side of things. And he's explaining to us how things operate there, particularly to Mr. Dave Hamlin, who's here for his very first time even in Europe, but definitely in Ukraine. That's Masha, our interpreter. Charles, looking a little weary from the train ride. And Dave, doing a good job of nodding his head, paying attention, and not getting sleepy after the train ride. But they're explaining to us just the different facets of Mulberry International in Crimea that you'll get to see over the next few days. Charles colored some things and sent them over to Project Pilgrim, and there is the fanciest, most beautiful Christian light switch I've ever seen. An Afghan, the Christian Children's Home of Ohio, and this right here is one of the most amazing ping pong shots I've ever seen, slowed down for your viewing pleasure. Good job, Dave. One of the last things that we got to do today is go meet the Shalbetskys. The Shalbetskys are a family who has been adopting kids or having foster kids basically for the last 20 years. And they have about 10 of them at a time. That's one of them right there. And that's a Christian poem that she had memorized. Most of their kids are at school at that time, but we were able to see their younger ones. This is one of them, and she's giving us a little gymnastic demonstration. The American visitors did not show her how great our gymnastic skills are. We didn't want to make her feel bad. We got to have a little tea time there, which included tea, fruit juice, cakes, little cheese sandwiches made with homemade bread, and lots of good conversation. What the Shalbetskys are doing by having that many kids is very countercultural. There's just not many people in the Ukraine that would take on 10 kids at a time, but they do that and do a great job. Well, that's our first couple days in Ukraine, and hope that you'll continue to join us for some more great action over the coming week. Thanks again for praying for us and sending us. Talk to you soon. Bye.